What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am Baha, and today we will actually be proceeding with part two of our 300 questions Reddit series. Now, before we start, I just want to let you know one more time that if you like this video or if you want to see more content, don't forget to hit that like button, smash the subscribe and the notification bell so that whenever I upload another video, you'll be notified as soon as possible. Without further ado, let's actually continue with this video. All right, so question 26. Is there something about you that people assume because of your appearance or demeanor? What is a trait or preference you have that people don't expect you to have? Mm, well, I would say that as a kid, like I used to be a whole lot fatter than I am right now. Like right now, I weigh 73 or 74 kilos, but back then I would weigh like 120 kilograms when I was just 16 or 17 years old. People always assume that I was weak, that I have no strength, no mentality. I was always taken advantage of. In order to fix this over the years, I have trained myself how to be confident. I started hitting the gym, I started giving people advice and just trying to improve myself and trying to improve the lives around me in different ways. And yeah, that's about it. So right now, you could say that maybe people will try to mess with me, but it's not gonna last long as used as long as it used to last before. Anyway, question number 7. If you were a character in a movie, book, or television show, what genre would you live in? I would say honestly adventure. Here's the thing, like personally for me, I would see myself in something a little bit powerful, someone who's strong. Like, okay, let's say maybe for example, I would play the Marvel role of Thor. I actually love Thor, he looks cool, he's a good guy, charismatic and all that. I would actually play that role, but in general, I would say action, adventure, less of drama, but I don't see myself actually in any other genre. Question 28. What is the hardest way you've learned an important lesson? That's an easy one. The hardest way that I learned an important lesson is actually moving out to Malaysia. That's when, like, I've moved out about actually more than 5 years ago, I came here to Malaysia. And ever since then, I have learned some incredibly valuable lessons where I have seen people, I have tried new things, I have experienced life in a completely different way compared to the video game addict that I was for 11 years before that. This was something brand new to me, and through hard times and all that, I've learned how people interact. I have seen the world from a very different perspective, and I have learned a lot of lessons that I don't think I would have learned otherwise if I would have continued living in my home country or even living with my family. Now, question 29. What cliche do you think is bullshit? What cliche do you think holds truth? To be honest, I have no idea. I'll just skip this one. Okay, question 30. What do you fear despite having no real reason to do so? Basically, what is an irrational fear you have? An irrational fear? Um, I also have no idea. Like, what am I afraid? Okay, I would honestly just give it a blank answer and say that I used to be afraid of the dark, where I would always look around, just be prepared for ghosts. I was obsessed with like, watching these kind of shows, and reality just struck so damn hard that I thought, yep, this is gonna happen to me as a kid. But when I grew up, I realized that none of this is actually real. Question 31. Imagine that you could choose when and how you die. At what age would you like to die, and how would you like to go? Personally, I just want to go die in peace, okay? Like, yeah, I would love to die as a legend, where I would die maybe fighting for what's right and all that. But if I were to choose, I would honestly prefer to die in a fight or something. But I mean, if I would also die peacefully, I would be more than happy with that. And age, well, I would be a little bit ironic to say that I would like to die right now, but realistically speaking, I really don't mind the age as long as I have tried everything that I want to try in life and I'm satisfied and I'm never late for anything, then yeah, I'm more than happy with that. I just want to die as soon as I'm done trying everything that is good to try in life and it's legal. All right, what character archetype is closest to your personality? What character archetype is close to your personality? I'll say a little bit quiet sometimes, maybe shy, reserved. Okay, I used to be like that, but right now I would be a little bit aggressive, loud, arrogant, extroverted. Yeah, I would say the character archetype, I would be a little bit aggressive. What was the happiest moment of your life so far? Happiest moment of my life? Well, for me personally, I would say like, if I fall in love with someone who loves me back and doesn't make my life so damn hard where I have to fight to keep a relationship running with a specific girl. Yeah, that would be the happiest moment of my life, knowing that there is someone out there who really loves my existence and is happy that I am there with them. And I'm also happy that they are there with me. What is one childhood memory that you remember especially well? This one is a bad memory, but I remember the punishment that I got for running away from school when I was 6 years old really, really well. Dear mom, if you watch this video, I forgive you. Okay. Is there a song, movie, food that strongly reminds you of someone whenever you experience it? Who does it remind you of? Yeah, that one's pretty easy. But there is a song by Alan Walker. It's called Faded. I think nearly everyone who's watching this video probably heard of Faded. But Faded, when I was 18 years old, it was one of the most beautiful songs that I heard. And I also was like, well, I was seeing someone, and she was one of the best things that would have happened to me in a while. And these two came together really well, and they gave me a very strong sense of emotion that even after 5 years, I find it a little bit hard to forget that. All right. Question 36. What is your ideal birthday? Not the date, but rather your ideal way to spend the day? Honestly, in silence, like, if it's cold, cozy, quiet, and mysterious, like where you just don't know what exactly is coming up from the person right in front of you, especially if I'm the one in front of you. I would say this is the ideal way for me to spend the day. Just love being cold and cozy and just minding my own business, basically. Are there any smells that bring back memories for you? What are they and what memories do they elicit? No, I genuinely couldn't relate to any specific smell that brings any sort of memories for me. What is the closest you've ever come to dying? Okay. Um, when I was 6 years old, I remember I had this crazy dream where I was literally running from a dinosaur and jumped, and then I jumped into a very deep hole and I kept screaming, screaming, screaming. I almost had a heart attack and I woke up from that nightmare. I literally freaked out, and my mother also freaked out beside me. It was really terrible, but ever since then, the closest I've ever come to dying, I would say, not much that I could think of right now. Do you have a personal mantra? If so, what is it? What is a mantra again? Okay, I genuinely have no idea what mantra is. I'll search that up later and I'll answer this question later if I remember to answer it. What is the most memorable meal you've ever had? It can be good or bad. What made it so memorable? Hmm, I genuinely couldn't remember much about this, but if there's anything that was memorable, I would say just going out on my very first date. I actually had some drinks involved with that. That was a good one. Like, when it's your very first date and you're just meeting this person after a while, but taking them now out for a date after you have become friends and all that. Um, yeah, I would say that juice that I had back then on my very first date was the best, except that the first date really didn't go well back then. What's the worst advice you've ever been given? That's a really easy one. The worst advice, you have to study, you have to work hard, and that's how you're going to succeed in life. If you don't take risks and you play it safe, you're going to survive in life. To be honest with you, I would tell you take all the risks you can, do whatever it takes, make sure that you succeed in life and do it so well that people are just surprised of how exactly you've done it. You want to be either the best or nothing. Nothing in between lies in that, and always aim to be the best. That's my advice to you. So yeah, just to get back to your question, the worst advice is just to play it safe and survive in life. That's just flat out trash. In what ways do you benefit the world? Honestly, I mean, I'm not the one to brag, but I'm not going to answer this question just for personal purposes, and I would say that I would just be happy if I know that someone out there had a better perspective on the world and lived a much better life just because I helped them one way or the other. That's all I can say about the question, but I'm not going to say exactly how I believe I benefit the world. What fact about yourself took you the longest to understand or accept? It was the fact that I'm actually giving myself up for something that I don't want to be part of anymore, or realizing that I could live my life in a much better way, but refusing this idea for so long and wasting so much time just to get a grasp of what's going on. That's the fact about myself that took me the longest to understand or accept, is that I really need to get out there and live my life and explore the world. And I'm not going to be the same sloppy person I was a few years ago forever. All right. What is your least popular or most controversial opinion? Hmm. Honestly, I also don't know much about this because I don't give my opinion. Like, if I'm not on the internet and just typing on Quora, for example, I would say that I wouldn't give my opinion to so many people because let's be honest, like, not everyone's going to ask, and some people are just going to be like, oh, we didn't ask for your opinion. Even I do that myself sometimes when I don't like an answer from someone, I'll just go like, I didn't ask for your opinion. So I don't really give my opinion that much, but if I were to just give one, I would say that majority of the people out there just don't know how life works. And unfortunately, there's not much that you can do to help them, maybe for personal reasons or they're insecure or scared or whatsoever. But I would tell you right now, if you really want to find a better way in life, you're going to find a different way. You're going to find a better life for yourself when you really want to make it for yourself. Question 45. If you could live in another time period but stay in the same place you live now, when would you want to live? Like I said in the previous video, if you remember the question about the present, past, or future, I would say that I would like to live in 2050, 2060, because there's a lot of technological promises there that we will have much better AI, or we will be going to Mars and exploring space and all that. I would just love to see all of this come to reality. And I just want humans to look back and say, hey, we've made it. Do you have any conspiracy theories? If so, what are they? None. I don't have any conspiracy theories. What is the strangest thing you believe in? You believe in the supernatural, heaven, angels, ghosts, luck, fate, magic, mind reading, wizard people, the Illuminati. I never knew what the Illuminati is, but I heard this name a lot. Where do you draw the line of belief and disbelief? Honestly, I would say that I'm full out charged on believing that yes, we have heaven and hell, we have ghosts, we have angels, we have God Himself. Because here's the thing, like, personally, as a Muslim, like, yeah, I was born a Muslim and everything, but changing religions would have been super easy, except one thing, that I have truly experienced some things that were mentioned in our own Quran, our holy book. As a result of that, like, um, I would say that heaven, angels, and ghosts, and all of this is real because not only that, like, I have experienced some of the things which were simple and mentioned in the Quran. So imagine if we saw literally everything else that was written in the Quran, part of our eyes, even our expressions which were mentioned there, we would see them in real life. So I would say yes, I do believe in the supernatural, and I do believe that we have heaven, angels, and ghosts, and literally everything that God has stated in the Quran. I do believe that all of this is real 100%. What fictional character do you most relate to? What fictional character? Um, None. If anything, I would just say that I just want to be the best version of myself. Like, I don't think that I would ever compare myself to anyone or anything because I would just be disgracing myself. So I really couldn't relate to any fictional character here. What have you been meaning to do but haven't yet done? Why haven't you done it? Well, for the past few years, I was incredibly, well, not terrified, but I used to love engineering so much and I always wanted to make it big. But the problem is that no matter how hard you try, sometimes you're just gonna fail. Like, I remember I used to try incredibly hard to understand some concepts, and no matter how hard I try, I would still fail. Then I realized that there was something wrong with the system. There was a flaw. So, yes, I do love engineering, and I would love to be an engineer yet. But staying in my university right now just sounds like a complete waste of time. Like, no offense, no hard feelings to anyone, but I've had my own share. I've had enough of my university days, and I'm just like, like just let it go. Like, this is just me paining me hurting myself right now. That's not a good thing for me right now. Question 50, the last one for this video. Let's say that regardless of what job you have, you'll make $100,000 a year, enough to live comfortably without having to worry about expenses. What job would you choose to have if no money were no object? Hmm, maybe a Formula One driver, maybe a driver for a hypercar, mega car, supercar company. I love driving really fast cars, or maybe even drift car company. Anything that's relevant to cars, I would totally be the driver for the company if I get paid that much comfortably. No doubt about that. And if things don't work out, then I'd be more than happy to be part of the engineering team that makes these cars because I also love seeing my creations come to life. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. And once again, if you did like it, please don't forget to like the video below, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, and thank you so much for watching this video. And I'll see you again in part 3. Peace.